Hello. Now I will talk about Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest for the NES. My memories with this is only playing it once. Either a friend of my brother's came to visit and brought it, and I just played it, or I rented it. I can't remember which one it was. But I couldn't get anywhere. I was just roaming around, just guessing where I gotta go. I did have a magazine that had one page that covered some of it. I only got to like the first mansion, and after that, I just said, I don't want to play this, so I just turned the game off. And I never played that game until just recently. This NES urge going through my body to go back on old games that I played and never beat has gotten the better of me for a good reason, because I'm kind of figuring out what I'm going to play next, so might as well just go ahead and play the old stuff, because the new stuff is kind of, making everybody frown these days. My brother has the game. He's not really much of a Castlevania fan, but, he became a collector like me, so he got it, which is a good thing, because that allowed me to borrow it. Well, this time I wanted to know where to go. So I watched some YouTube videos of World of Long Play, Nintendo Complete, to figure out what to do, where to go. And then I also learned about the multiple endings. I did not know about those. You beat the game within 15 days, 8 to 15 days, you get the normal ending. After 15 days, you get the bad ending. You beat it 7 days or less, you get the good ending. What I've heard is, let's go into that later. Okay. Now, the game is free roaming. Start off with a whip at a village, and you go left or right to find where you need to go next. At the first village you're at, or should I say town, this is town, not a village, you get a white crystal, or an orb, whatever it's called, and then you head off to the first mansion. Kill the enemies on the way, and that can help get you hearts, which are used for experience points and currency, because in this game, people sell you stuff for hearts. I guess a lot of people back then didn't get Valentine's Day card and just kind of turned it upside down and started crying, so whenever Simon showed up with all these hearts, like, oh, we'll take those, here, we'll take this. I guess that's what happened. Well, the village that you go to, the town's got town. First town has two things. You can either hold off on the holy water, or you can get it, or you can go stock up and then come back and get it. Now, the holy water is not needed in the first mansion. You do need the crystal, because the crystal allows you to see platforms that move up and down. I remember when I first played that, I think I went to that mansion without the crystal, so when I jumped on that platform, I'm like, oh, an invisible platform, I made a discovery, but then I realized, until now, oh, I didn't get the wide orbs, that's why I couldn't see it, so it wasn't a discovery. Now, when it comes to the platforms, what I read on the internet, and I believe this is true, when they're moving up and you jump, you actually jump high. When they're going down, you jump low. So, when you want to jump high, make sure they're going up. Now, whenever you enter a mansion, time stops. Basically, the thing goes by day and night, but pretty much there is a timer. So yes, it's the games days that I'm talking about. Of course, it would make sense that is. And every time it's night, it pauses to let you know. And every time it's morning, it pauses to let you know. Now at night, enemies are a lot stronger, and so the daytime they're a little bit easier. Now the first mansion is of course the easiest. And since time stops, you might as well just go ahead and take the time to get experience points and build up hearts for currency after you get the Dracula item. Now, this game's story is, when Simon Belmont defeated Count Dracula, he placed a curse on Simon, and the only way Simon can lift the curse is if he finds all of Dracula's body parts, resurrects him, and then kills him all over again. Now, that's what I was told, and I believe that is the story. Well, told from the information I got off the internet. If that ain't the story, then boy, did I read wrong. Okay. The first mansion, I forget what body part it has. You have to collect the rib, the eye, the heart, which looks more like a kidney, the ring, and the nail. Did I ever say nail? Rib, eye, heart, ring, Okay. Okay. They all give you their own abilities, like the red, I believe, is a shield. The heart is used to find the third mansion because you can't access it unless you have the heart. You get the heart in the second mansion. Now, whenever you beat the first mansion, like I said, stock up on hearts or in experience points. But however, whenever you get to a certain level in certain areas, the enemies will not give you experience points anymore, so you just have to move on. You can still stock up on hearts, but then head back to the town. But if it's nighttime, the town is closed, and there's only enemies there. You have to wait till morning because you can't talk to anyone or go inside any buildings, but you have to get the holy water because the holy water for later mansions is used to get rid of blocks. Now, in the first game, you can just do that with your whip. But in this game, only the holy water can do it. But the holy water is also good for throwing it on the floor to see if any of those platforms are those traditional ones where you just walk on and you just fall flat down. Yeah, the holy water can help you spot those. So when you spot them, just memorize where they're at and then come back. But you also, whenever you think you're at a dead end, always throw holy water at the wall to make absolutely sure it is a dead end. Because if it goes through it, then that lets you know, oh, okay, they're trying to fool you. Second mansion is pretty much just nothing more than the same thing, just rearranged differently. But if once again time stops, so stock up on the enemies here, get the points, get the experience points, get the hearts. Now in each mansion, there's always some townsfolk in there. This guy in a cloak, he sells you a steak, which you have to hit the orb with to get it to transform into a sack, which it has the body part. Now he sells them to you for 50 hearts. The guy who sells you the white orb is 50 hearts, the holy water is 50 hearts. Everything is 50 hearts except for the chain whip, which is 150, and the Morning Star whip, which is 200, and that's the most expensive thing that I've been heard was in this. Well, told from a YouTube video, because I did watch a review over the game as well. Now, when you get the heart, make sure before you go to the second mansion, get the chain whip. The chain whip is also hidden in the room where when you go in the guy's room, you have to use a holy water to uncover this hidden area where the guy actually is. If you don't see anyone in there, that probably tells you either the entrance is on the wall or the entrance to him is on the floor. Use the holy water to find out. When they sell you garlic, that's just used to get this silver knife that you just go to the spot, you plant, and this guy just magically appears, and you get the silver knife. You can buy the regular knife, but honestly, you don't need the knife. All you need is the holy water and the whip in this game. That's it. All the side stuff, I'm not going to go into that because I didn't get any of those because, once again, they're unnecessary. You can beat this game with just the whip and the holy water and maybe some other stuff, but you don't really need to collect everything. Okay, now whenever you get in one village, you meet a guy who has a blue orb, and he'll trade you with the white orb. And this is how you access the second mansion. There's this part where there's this river that you can't cross. Now, this is where the information is definitely going to be needed from outside the game, because I have heard that all the clues that they give you in the game really do not match what is needed to find this stuff. So this is probably why a lot of people had a hard time beating this game. Because after I heard that, I just didn't even bother talking to anybody. I just followed the strategy guides, the long plays. That's what gives you the real information. You actually stand by this river, kneel down, and after I think 10 seconds, the screen lowers down a bit, and then you can actually go underneath it. Because effectively, the water's no longer deadly. Once you get the heart, there's this guy on a boat. If you don't have the heart equipped, you have to equip it. You just can't have it on you. He'll just take you to the next section of the game. But if you have the heart equipped, he'll take you to the third mansion. The third mansion is the first mansion where you actually have a boss fight against the Grim Reaper. He just floats, throws his sickle blade, shaft blade, whatever you call them. That's it. He does take a number of hits, but all you gotta do is stay in the corner and just keep lashing and lashing and lashing and lashing and lashing until he blows up. He gives you I believe the golden dagger, but once again, you don't need it. You go in the other room, you use the wooden stake that you get in the third mansion, you hit the orb, you get the sack, and when you come back, he respawns, but you can just walk underneath. In fact, you don't even have to fight him. All you can do is just walk underneath because he starts off floating slowly down. So yeah, you can actually ignore the so-called first boss, which makes it a really lame first boss. After that, like in the first and second mansion, start killing enemies to get your level up, and then get more hearts if you need them. Now, when you die, you start exactly where you died at. when you continue, I believe it's the same thing. However, when you continue, you lose all your hearts and all your experience points. You still get to keep the items that you got, but unfortunately, all that hard work you got collecting those horse experience points just got wasted, so then you got to start all over. Now, the fourth mansion, okay, once you get the blue orb, you go to this next village, you get the red orb. You also need to get the Morning Star Whip, what I believe you get before you access the second part of the game, because that's the most powerful, well, that's the second most powerful whip in the game. There's one more after it. When you go is the farthest end to the regular area of the game, and then you just kneel down, and with the red orb equipped, I believe, and then this tornado shows up and takes you to the other half of the game. Then you got to, and whenever it takes you there, I believe you start off at the fourth mansion. You go in there, do your get the stake, use the stake to hit the orb, get the body part, stock up on experience points and the hearts, leave. And then when you're going to the fifth mansion, on your way there, you'll find this guy trapped in this area. You use the holy water to get rid of the blocks. You go in there and talk to him, and he gives you the flame whip. Now, he gives it to you for free, but I think there's a chance you might have to have the Morning Star Whip before he does this. I don't know. I didn't do that, and I haven't seen the long play skip to that part. But once you get the most powerful whip in the game. After that, head off to the fifth mansion. But I think you have to do that issue where you have to pray one more time by water to get the Scream Lord down, so you can proceed to it. I don't know if that's, I can't remember if that's before the fifth mansion or after the fifth mansion, but you do have to do it a second time. Go in there, take on the enemies, get the wooden stake, but this time you face another boss, which is Carmilla, and this is what her introduction was into the game, but all she is in this is just a mask with one eye that drips and then explodes in all these fireballs. But if you have the rib equipped, where you can just use a shield, as long as you stay perfectly still and stay pretty far away, the fireballs that spread out, only one of them will hit the shield, and then she just starts spinning around. You can either, when you jump, you hit her, and that's all she does. Just repeat that over and over again until you get rid of her, and she gives you, I believe, the cross, but I don't know what it does because I never used it. But then go in there, get the body part, and then when you're on your way out, of course, she respawns, but then once again, you can ignore her both times. You don't need a fighter because you don't really need the cross. If you do, then, well, I don't know what it's for. Okay, get the experience points, get to the final level, but I got to level 5, but it says there's 6 levels, but I never got to the level 6 because I just wanted to beat the game. After that, you then head back, you go to past the fourth mansion, and then you head to the Dracula's castle, until you get to like this shrine, altar, whatever it is. You put the body parts in there, it erupts on fire, and then Dracula gets resurrected. He's a cinch. All you gotta do is stay in the left corner and just whip. He basically flies up and then starts doing that rapid spinning, stopping and throwing multiple the blades of the Grim Reaper throws at you. If you stay in the corner and keep whipping, not only will you hit him every time he throws the blades, you'll always hit those. But you still can get hit, but you're probably going to beat him a lot faster, because what I read is it only takes 12 hits with a flame whip to get rid of him. And that's pretty much about it. Once you beat the game, all you can do is hope you got it within 7 days. Now, when I first played through it, I did it in 8 days, which made me scream out in irritation. This happened back on a Saturday. And I got the normal ending that goes by the rule that Simon Belmont died of his injuries. He was victorious, but he died of his injuries. The bad ending is he dies of the curse, but if you beat within 7 days or less, which is what I did on Sunday the following day, because I just wanted to get that good ending, I actually had to replay it. Unlike Metroid, I did want to replay this because this is a lot shorter and it's actually a lot easier. And then I got the good ending, and I'm never going to play that game again. Not even for a speed run. Oh, goodness. Okay. Simon's Quest was labeled the black sheep of the franchise, and I can actually see why. I hated this game when I was a kid. I only played it once, and that was enough. I still did enjoy looking at the pictures and all that stuff in like video game magazines and all that. Commercial's pretty dang good, too. It's a lot better than the game. It's probably the best thing that came from this. But in the end, Simon's Quest really wasn't not that fun. Now that I've beaten it, I'm going to say it's not as bad as everybody keeps making it out as. I can understand why a lot of people say it's frustrating. That's for whenever you're having to get level up. Excuse me. brisket's coming back. Mainly because you gotta go left, right, left, right. Oh, excuse me. Left, right, left, right, left, right. To build up your experience points, getting those enemies to respawn. The enemies are limited, and the ones that I hate the most are the mudmen, because they attack you in the mud, which is more like toxic waste because it drains you of your health. If you move through it, you move faster, but every time you try and just jump your way through it, you actually move slower. It does cause your energy to go down slower, but it stalls on getting out of it. Other than that, game really is not that hard. It's actually pretty easy once you know what to do. It's one of those games. If you don't know what you're going or anything, it's going to be a pain in the neck. But if you do know where everything is at and where you're going, especially thanks to long plays, then it's a cinch. So thanks to it now being a cinch, it's not that bad. It's okay, just okay. Yes, but I will still call it the black sheep of the franchise. And yes, I am a fan of Castlevania 64, and I think that's an underrated game. But so anyone who calls that the black sheep, I'm gonna say no, it is not. No, I ain't gonna do that. That's how you get arrested. Well, Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, just okay. Could use a remake. It probably has. If it hasn't, hopefully we'll get one that actually fixes the problems the original had, because this is actually a game I would like to see get remade. If it has, let me know, and let me know where I can get it. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.